Look, folks, there is no denying at this point that the Trump administration is the most corrupt administration in American history, bar none. The way that Donald Trump has used the presidency to make a bunch of money, to help out his billionaire donors, to target his enemies, help out his friends, is disgusting. We see it every single day that Donald Trump has been in office. But look, the story I'm about to show you is not only incredibly concerning, but just yet another example of that blatant corruption that really is just not getting enough attention. So I want to get into this story and more. There's a lot to get through today, but before I do so, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It really does go an incredibly long way, helps me keep the channel running, bringing news to you every single day. Drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about this story. Let me know your thoughts. Without further ado, let's dive in. This story is especially concerning for me as a Gen Zer, as somebody that posts on TikTok, but by now, I'm sure you're familiar with Trump's TikTok deal, where the United States is going to own a majority share, China is going to own, I believe, less than 20%, and this has been yet another opportunity that Donald Trump and his buddies are looking to make money from, to help out his own family members, because now, 19-year-old Barron Trump has been tipped for a top job at TikTok after his dad, Donald Trump, tells users that they owe him for saving the platform. The president has previously claimed that users owe Barron Trump for saving the social media platform in a video from the Oval Office. I wish I could say I was kidding, but this is a real story. Trump's 19-year-old son could be in the running for a top job at TikTok, according to the president's former social media manager. Trump previously claimed that he saved TikToks, and now they owe him for doing so, the people who use the app. Jake Advent, the president's 22-year-old former social media manager, joined in by saying that Trump should give his teen son a position on the social media platform to broaden its appeal for young people. He said, quote, "Young people are overwhelmingly the user base of TikTok. I'm hopeful Trump will consider appointing his son Barron and maybe other young Americans to TikTok's board to help ensure it remains an app young people want to keep using." What experience does Barron Trump have in tech, in running an app, in being on the board of directors of a multi-billion-dollar company? The answer is none. That's the answer. There is no experience that Barron Trump has. He's a college student. He goes to NYU, apparently now in DC, at their DC campus. That's the experience he has. He has no business experience. His only experience is being related to Donald Trump, and that, for MAGA, is good enough to put him on the board of directors for a major social media company. The corruption, the nepotism is so blatant and so gross that they're not even trying to hide it. And this is just Trump's social media manager, who clearly has the president's ear because of the close relationship that these folks made on the campaign trail. So it would not surprise me if this actually happens, that Barron Trump gets on the board. And of course, he recently moved back into the White House and whatnot. The president, of course, Trump, had a complicated relationship with TikTok, suggesting that the app threatens people and trying to ban it, but then later trying to save it and whatnot. Trump signed an executive order which will allow U.S. investors to access a licensed copy of the app's robust recommendation algorithm. According to Trump, the new group of investors will be led by Oracle, a software company helmed by 81-year-old tech billionaire and Republican donor, of course, Larry Ellison. There he is, him and Trump. This whole thing reeks of corruption. It's Trump buddies getting in on the deal. It's the Trump buddies who own TikTok. And Donald Trump has previously said he wants to make the algorithm MAGA. He's just saying, I want it to be 100% MAGA. Again, they're not trying to hide it. They're all just saying it out loud that they want to be openly corrupt. And I'm going to show you in just a moment how bad that really is. I mean, here's Trump's quote: "I always like MAGA related. If I could do it, I'd make it 100% MAGA related in terms of content on the app." And I just want you to think about this for a second. Remember all of the attacks that the Republicans launched on the Biden family, claiming corruption? Hunter Biden did this, Hunter Biden did that, Joe Biden did this. They launched investigations, spending millions of taxpayer dollars into Hunter Biden's art. His art, saying that there was a conflict of interest. And now we have senior members of Trump's team saying, yeah, throw Barron on the board. And all of Trump's other family members, yeah, throw him in the government. You know, we have all of these different figures in senior roles. advising Donald Trump every day, and they have no problem. There's no investigation. There's no allegation of a conflict of interest there. Donald Trump Jr. and Trump's kids have business in the Middle East. They own things in the Middle East. They're working on things in the Middle East to make the Trump family money, and the Republicans are silent. And I think this point was made really well by Chris Murphy, where the Republicans are just running away from this topic 24/7. They have been out of Washington, D.C. for weeks now. And I think Chris Murphy identifies exactly why. Take a look.
There are no negotiations happening, in large part because the House of Representatives isn't even here. They've been on an unprecedented 5-week recess because they do not want to risk their billionaire tax cut. And they also don't want to talk about the president's lawlessness. I mean, that's the other thing that we have to talk about in this budget. If we're going to fund this administration, we need to fund an administration that is paying attention to the law. I would be a sucker, Margaret, to vote for a budget that allows the president to then go and spend money only in states that are run by Republicans and spend no money in states that are run by Democrats.
Yeah, the Republicans, I think he said it well. They don't want to talk about the president's lawlessness and corruption. They don't want to be confronted with this topic, this blatant corruption. They don't want to be confronted with the hypocrisy of them investigating Hunter Biden's art, but not investigating Trump's crypto, the plane from Qatar, or any of these other money-making schemes that Trump has engaged in. There's a double standard. And I just want to quickly go back to the point of Trump not even trying to hide it, because it has become so blatant. This video was just released recently of Donald Trump on the golf course with his granddaughter, I believe, Kai Trump, where he's screaming at his wealthy donors, his wealthy buddies, that he's bringing down their taxes. It is so blatant. Look.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Your taxes are coming down. See, everyone's happy, honey.
That's awesome.
You've done a good job.
Everyone's happy except anybody that is a hardworking American. All the wealthy people are definitely happy. I totally agree. All the wealthy donors for Trump, they're probably ecstatic. But if you're a hardworking American, you're just trying to keep a roof over your head, food on your table, take care of your family. Well, sorry, Trump doesn't care. He couldn't give a damn. He's too busy golfing in the middle of the government shutdown when nobody's receiving a paycheck that works in the federal government. It is so gross. And he's, again, being open about it, just screaming at his wealthy donors on camera, I'm bringing your taxes down. You guys who are at my club, you better enjoy it. It's so gross. And I'd be remiss if I didn't speak about this very blatant corruption that we saw just the other day. This unusual whale account that tracks like huge stock trades on Twitter broke some news the other day saying a new crypto account was opened yesterday morning, 30 minutes before Trump's announcement of a 100% tariff on China. It added a huge multi-million-dollar levered Bitcoin short position. The market dumped. The trader made a profit of $192 million in 2 hours. $192 million. 30 minutes before Trump announced the tariffs. And I think there's actually a really good argument for some market manipulation taking place in the Trump administration. This is not the first time. When Donald Trump was playing the will I, won't I game with tariffs back earlier in his second term, we saw all of these different positions being opened by anonymous investors. They'd short the market or they'd bet on the market going up, and then suddenly they make a bunch of money because Donald Trump announces that he's revoking the tariffs or he's putting them on. And just the other day, this is in connection to this, a good claim to be made about market manipulation. The other day, Donald Trump said some very strange things are happening in China. They're becoming hostile, sending letters to countries throughout the world. They want to impose export controls on each and every element of production having to do with rare earth. And then he announced a 100% tariff on China. Then just a day later, he says, don't worry about China. It'll all be fine. We don't want a trade war. No trade war. And then a bunch of people make money because, the market goes down, they short it, market goes up, they sell it off. And I just want to give you a quick list of all the different corruption before we wrap up here. This is from Senator Scott Wiener in California, selling off the Freddie Mac / Fannie Mae to big banks, bribes from ABC and CBS, TikTok sale to Ellison, everything Qatar, the plane gift, the military base in Idaho where they'll be training Qatari people to fly jets, whoever bribed him by buying his scam meme coin. And this headline I want to leave you with from Forbes. Trump making his net worth go up by $3 billion with the presidency. If this is not just blatant corruption with all the different money-making schemes that Trump has engaged in, I don't know what will. Will MAGA accept this? Of course not. But if the roles were reversed and a Democrat did this, not only would the Democrats call them out, but also number two, Republicans would be losing it. But since it's Trump, he can do all of these things and there's no problem. The double standard, the hypocrisy is disgusting. And that's exactly why I made this video, to call it out, to inform people of exactly what is going on. Let me know if you enjoyed it with a comment down below. Drop a like on the video, subscribe, as I mentioned. It really, really does go an incredibly long way. And let me tell you, I appreciate all the support from you guys. You guys are truly amazing. And I want to say, before I wrap you up here, last thing I promise, so many of you are so strong, waking up with this crap every single day, still staying in the fight, still staying involved, staying informed. And you guys keep me going. You guys keep me motivated. And I wouldn't be able to do it without you. So I just wanted to say that I never forget the support and the motivation you guys provide me. So look, I'll leave it there. Have an amazing rest of your day. And remember, we're in this together.